Hello, everyone. This is Felicia again with GW Solutions. Welcome you, welcoming you to our weekly grants review, where we review two real open grant opportunities: one for a small business and one for a nonprofit organization. Today, we are going to cover for small businesses our Fresh Start Business Grant, and for nonprofits, we're going to talk about the Dow Chemical Company Foundation. So let's get right into it. Of course, as always, we start with our small business. So the Fresh Start Business Grant is through IncFile, INCFILE.com, and you can go there looking for their entrepreneur grant. So this grant is for $2,500, and the deadline is September 30th. So you do have over a month to get this done. So if you haven't done some of the things that we talked about, you have time. So let's hear who they're interested in supporting. Whether you're starting over or starting from scratch, IncFile wants to be there to help your business succeed. One adult entrepreneur will receive $2,500 to put towards their business startup costs, and will receive free information services from IncFile. So what are the qualifications? So we said adult, that means 21 years or older, must be a U.S. resident, and must be planning to start or grow an existing business in a significant way. So how do you apply? There is an online application that you need to apply. So that's at incfile.com. You do need a 2-minute video telling you about how entrepreneurship will impact your life. And then you need to submit a sample business plan. A business plan has about 6 definite sections. It kind of varies from place to place where you look at it, but you need to have like at least 4 core sections, and one of the sections that is essential are your financial tables. So you can look that up online, how to do a business plan. It does not need to be a full business plan. They don't want a whole 30-page. My business plan is 30 pages long, but they want a sample business plan, probably no more than 5 pages. So if you have not at this time gotten your videos together, we have talked about this plenty of times. Get your video together. Talk about why you started your business, what impact you want to make in your community, a little bit about who you are, and of course, what your business does. In the future of your business, that's always a good part. 2 minutes is a long time. So you have a lot you can talk about there. Some people want 30-second videos. I've heard 90-second videos. This 2-minute video, 120 seconds, is actually quite a long time. So you can get a lot of information in there. Make sure that you answer all the questions that you think someone would have about your business. Who are you? Why did you start your business? What impact do you want to have? What does your business do? Your products or services that you sell? How are you different? And why, of course, why should they invest in you? So think about those things before you do your video. Do a couple of takes if that's what it takes to get your video right. But make sure you get it done, and you can definitely use that video over. You can cut it for the 60-second, 90-second video requirements. And then you can always be ready when something like this comes up. Remember, this is September 30th. You do have time. So if you can use $2,500 for your business, this could be for you. Now for the nonprofit organization, we're going to be talking about the Dow Chemical Company Foundation. And this one's based in Midland, Michigan, but Dow Chemical does have plants all over the country. And they really only support areas where they do have plants. So we'll talk about that in a moment. This grant is about $25,000, and the deadline is September 15th. So this one is definitely only a couple of weeks away. It's a more in-depth application. So let's talk about what they're looking for. The email is corporate.dow.com, and it's en-us about partnerships, and then Dow Promise. So this is actually the Dow Promise grant. Dow has several grants, but this one is specifically for Dow Promise. The Dow Promise program is an employee-led initiative to positively impact educational and economic challenges faced by youth and adults of African heritage and communities near Dow sites. So that tells you a lot. Youth and adults, economic and educational challenges where Dow has sites. So part of Dow Promise is the annual competitive grant designed to support local economic environmental projects that contribute to long-term success in communities in which Dow operates. So this includes, remember, youth. So they're looking for youth educational opportunities. And because Dow is a scientific company, they are interested in STEM activities. So if you have STEM activities and you're in one of their areas where they operate or where their employees work and live, then you would qualify. So what are those areas? I'm going to read a few of them that I think may apply. So in Indiana, it's Kendallville. So if you're in Kendallville, Indiana, then you could apply for this grant. In Michigan, it's the Great Lakes Bay region. There aren't any places in California. In Tennessee, it's Knoxville. And West Virginia is South Charleston. And in Georgia is Marietta. So they do have other places. I don't want to read all of them if they're not relevant, but I do want some of my current clients and people who I've spoken with. I just named some of the areas that I know people are from. So if you're from Georgia, Marietta, Georgia, Illinois, we have Buffalo Grove, Channahon, Elk Grove Village, Kankakee and Ringwood, and Michigan, Great Lakes Bay, Tennessee, Knoxville. So no California, and I know I have some people to work with from there, so this is not for you, but for the other people, that will work. So you must be a nonprofit, of course. Faith-based organizations that have a 501c3 can also apply, provided they serve the community as a whole, not just their membership. Dow employees will select the projects that are funded. So in this instance, it is important that you have some connection with a Dow employee. So this is not one you want to do without having somebody who works there. If you don't know someone, make that connection, ask them to sponsor you. It will make a difference. And they are going to ask you in the application who is sponsoring your project. So this one you just can't request funding for. You need to send an email explaining your program before you start the application. So it's kind of like a letter of inquiry, letting them know kind of what you plan to do. And if they feel like you're a good match, then they will send you a link for the application. So being unprepared will get you rejected before you start this grant. So make sure you think about that email first. They do not just let anybody apply. So if you're just gonna, send something off the top of your head, then you may not be eligible for this application. But if you take some time to form a good email, then you will probably get that link and go ahead and apply. So let's do a quick recap for our small business. We have the Fresh Start Business Grant through inkfile.com. The amount is $2,500 and the deadline September 30th. You have to be 21 years or older, U.S. resident, and have a small business that either you want to start or expand. There is an application that requires a 2-minute video talking about how entrepreneurship will impact your life. And they also want a sample business plan. For a nonprofit, we have the Dow Chemical Company Foundation. We're talking about the Dow Promise Grant, which is due on September 15th for about $25,000. And you do need to have contact with an employee to sponsor your program. It's not all across the country, only where Dow Chemical operates. And you do have to send an email before you get access to the application. So if you feel like you qualify for any of those grants, feel free to go after them. If you need our help, you can contact GW Solutions at info.gwsolutionsllc@gmail.com, and we can talk about how we can help you put your best foot forward so that you can potentially win one of these awards. So we look forward to working with you in the future. If not, we'll see you back next week at our next weekly grant review. Until then, happy fundraising.